This is Muhammad Az. You're watching Stacking Sats, and this is our first official video on the channel. If you enjoy the content or find any of it beneficial, please don't forget to subscribe and smash up the likes. So, today we're covering two main topics. The first part is portfolios and Shrimpy and their importance, and the second is three different types of strategies to use on Shrimpy. Now, portfolios and Shrimpy, why are they important? Well, I know for a lot of beginners in crypto, they hold their long-term bags. You may have bought some Bitcoin, Ethereum, maybe a different coin of your liking. Now, your hodl bags, your moon bags. Now, I always advise storing these on a hard wallet, so like a Ledger, a Trezor. If you've got any questions, ask in the group, and we'll get back to you on that. And especially if you're not planning on trading them, again, storing crypto on an exchange, there is a certain element of risk, low risk, especially on big exchanges, but a risk nonetheless. Now, again, that's just a disclaimer. The next one is the default. Now, I know a lot of you guys have set up your portfolios on Shrimpy, and the default one is the funds or assets Shrimpy is going to use to automate your strategy. Now, a word of caution with this. I know some people have connected their exchange, they've set up their portfolio, they've started trading, and then they've realized that the existing funds on the exchange have been used in their portfolio. So make sure if you have funds that you're trading or you want to put in a long-term bag, create a different portfolio. I will show you how to do that in a moment, to store those funds in. And again, those funds, they can be included, and you can set an automation for them, or you can just leave them there so that Shrimpy doesn't touch, or the automation itself doesn't affect any of these assets. And on top of that, you can make as many portfolios as you want based on different strategies you want to implement. So I'm going to jump straight onto Shrimpy and show you how to create multiple portfolios. So on the dashboard, if you haven't already created a portfolio, you'll get a screen like mine, a blank screen. If you do have a portfolio, this will show on here with the tokens you own, the percentage, how it's doing, so on and so forth. Now, to create more than one, you click on Manage Portfolio, and up here I've got Create, and I can click. And again, I can click on this as many times as I want to create as many portfolios as you want. Let's assume this is my portfolio, and the default one will show you all the assets you have on the exchange. Let's say I want to move some of those. Let's say I've got Bitcoin that I don't want to trade with, I want to hold long term. I'm going to click on Portfolio 1. Here, in this section here, there'll be a list of the assets I own on the exchange. Bitcoin, I'll select the max amount, and I'll click Transfer to Portfolio 2. And I know that Bitcoin's safe, and I might even rename this. And how to rename, press on the Settings tab, and I can rename this to Bitcoin. And again, now, and so on and so forth. And again, if you've created too many, or you have a portfolio you don't want to use, you can delete that portfolio and your funds will go back into your default portfolio. Another good one I'd refer to was a trading. I know some of us, we use one, maybe two exchanges at most, and we don't want to use Shrimpy because we want to trade on the exchange as well. Well, you can still do that. And the great thing is, again, I can create a different portfolio. Let's say I want to rename this to trading. And what I'll do, in exactly the same way, I'll go back to my initial portfolio, and any coins that I want to trade that are outside the Shrimpy automation, I can select, and then select those, move those to the trading portfolio, and then they won't be affected. And again, you can play around with strategies. I know Ahmed has got a few strategies. Ask him any questions you might have on that. So that's why portfolios are important. Also, another note, if you transfer funds onto the exchange, they will automatically be pulled in as part of your default portfolio. So make sure to change those funds into one of your other portfolios before the rebalancing happens. And if you've got any open orders prior to setting up your rebalancing, make sure to close them so your assets can be included in the automation. So then a couple of people have had issues where they've got open orders, they've set up their Shrimpy, they've set up the automation, but then it hasn't included those assets, and that's because those assets are already, or there's orders for those assets on the exchange, so they've not been included. So please take note of that. And with that concludes the first part. The next part we are going to look at, no, I do not want to share this with anyone. I want to present, that's what I want to do. There we go. So we've looked at portfolios. Next, we're going to look at different strategies to use. Now again, if you're new to crypto, you've just brought into 2 or 3 tokens, which is a good idea. Don't overexpose yourself. Research a few, invest in those. Again, I always advise Bitcoin and Ethereum. You might think, all right, I'm not really looking forward to automate, but what can I do to grow my bags? Well, you can use the market volatility and the fact that we're in a bull market to grow just by setting up an automation on Shrimpy. Again, we can go back to do that. Let's assume I'm in my main portfolio and I own Bitcoin and Ethereum. Click on automation. I'm going to create one. And I'm going to add assets of Bitcoin and Ethereum. And let's say I own them in equal share. So I own 50% Bitcoin and 50% Ethereum. Now, I've not included any other tokens or coins on here. But just using the volatility of the market, let's assume if Bitcoin goes up, I'm going to want to sell some of that Bitcoin and buy Ethereum. And you're buying the dip. So every time a token appreciates, you're taking some of your profit and you're buying the dip on the other token or tokens you might have. And then you rebalance. And again, we've gone through this before in the previous unofficial video. You can do this either through a time period or a specific threshold. That's the first way. The second way, if you're a bit more comfortable, you've been in crypto for a while, is looking for daily gainers using CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko. I'm going to be using CoinGecko. Let's just assume you land on the page. We've got, again, based on market cap, Bitcoin, Ethereum, and so on. I want to look at the top gainers in the past hour. And what this will tell me is obviously these are the most gainers in the past hour, but also the history that they've had. Then I can try and include some of these. Again, we've seen coins doing 20, 30, 40% in a day. You can try and find some of these coins. Again, they have to be on the exchange, so these will have to be on KuCoin, so that will rule us out of Pancakes Swap, for example, Huobi token, some of the other tokens. But you can find tokens on here that are on KuCoin, that are trending. This is the important part. The trend is your friend, or go with the trend. And include those and automate so that your rebalancing happens at a certain threshold or every 2 or 3 hours. But the annoying thing with doing this is that every day you have to go on to change your strategy. But that it is a different strategy. And depending on the more time you put in, the more you will gain out of it. That is true 100% for anything you do in life. The final one is actually using chart alerts, which is something that I'm subscribed to. And guys, it is pretty awesome. So chart alerts, what you get access to a scanner. And now the scanner is pretty cool. Now this only works, it doesn't have many exchanges, but even if you're not linked to Binance, because of arbitrage, the price is extremely similar. So a lot of, even if the graph might look slightly different, the price is more or less constant across. And I might want to look again if I'm trading, let's say USDT pairs, and I'm going to go to time frame 1 hour. And it's great if the internet is faster. I'm going to go to time 1 hour. And I'm going to be looking for coins that are trending. So it's similar to CoinGecko, but it's a lot more dense because of all of the different information I'm getting. And I can add, if I click on the settings tab, I can customize and I can select different MAs, different EMAs, the stochastic RSI, the volume, the funding. I'm focusing mainly on the EMA 21, 89 and 200 to give me short-term, medium-term and long-term view of the market, support, resistance and trend. And you've heard me say it before, the trend is your friend. And And what I'll be looking for in these 1 hours is one of two things: either potential trend change, and what this is telling me, and you want the one in red, so no. What potential trend change will say is that on smaller time frames, so we're on a 1 hour, on a smaller time frame, so the 15-minute, if price is starting to increase and the market structure has changed so that the price has become bullish, this will let me know. Then I can select those tokens and put them on my portfolio. The other one I can do, and again, there's loads of different strategies you can come up with. The other one I look for is when I'm filtering for a trend, is those in a strong uptrend. So that means, again, the price has been pushing up. And again, this is only on a 1 hour. And since we're in a bull market, we know that if a coin is trending, it's not just going to go up by 3-4%. It's going to hit double digits. And we can see here, it tells me the 24-hour change, it tells me the RSI as well. Again, don't recommend using RSI that much in a bull market, especially on such a low time frame, but it can be used. And I can select, again, Ocean Beam, select all these tokens that are on a strong uptrend, go into Shrimpy. Again, if you have Binance on Shrimpy, excellent, it gives you the exact information. If not, if you're using a different exchange, find the ones on your exchange, put them in, and similar to the previous strategy, set a time limit. If every 2 hours it rebalances, or after a certain percentage it rebalances and cashes you out, entirely up to you. But yeah, this is Chart Alerts. Again, it's such a powerful tool to help, and it just saves you so much time. I know when I first got into crypto, I'd spend a lot of time trying to find coins that are uptrending, or looking at charts and trying to find if something's at support, if it's at resistance. This gives it to you. It's such a cool tool to use. So these are the 3 different strategies you can use. Within that, there are so many different other strategies and combinations. How you use it is entirely up to you. I hope this has been beneficial. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and if you have, don't forget to subscribe and smash the like button. Thank you very much, guys.